I wanted to have a conversation. What is that conversation about necessarily? Damn, they burnt my tongue on my coffee. So, Papi, the pride and joy of Misfits boxing. We can be honest. One of the more exciting fighters, even with what happened with Anthony Taylor, still a very exciting fighter to watch. You know his counter punching abilities. He's just a very, very enjoyable, entertaining fighter. And he is somebody that I have been waiting for what I feel like has been somebody that should be on his own main event, on his own card. And I feel like that card would hold weight. I think the thing that Misfits overall is missing, more than anything, is consisting in a card where the main event, let me make sure I say this correctly, is coming from somebody that has excited the crowd outside of KSI, and it's still being able to be the success that you need it to be. I think he's holding back, or they are, as a promotions, talking about Misfits, they've been kind of holding back. He is rumored to be fighting Anderson Silva potentially. I love that fight. Will it happen? We don't know necessarily. I'm actually skeptical on that even, because you just don't know these days with these fighters. And I don't want to be the one to confirm nor deny whether or not it's going to happen, because every time I get excited about a fight that could potentially happen, it ends up being canceled. I thought Slim versus Salt Papi was going to happen. Of course, we know how that went. So it's just something where we have to wait and see. But Salt eventually needs his own card. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'll say it. It's probably been said more than once. I'm not the only person that's saying something, as they always make the loudest noise as soon as I start recording. But we got to get Salt on his own card. And that card being able to be not stacked like a KSI card necessarily, but stacked enough where you do also got those other fights to look forward to, or fighters that are coming into the influencer boxing scene trying this shit, and are people that have put in the hard work, the dedication. They're gonna do what they need to do to promote the fight, their fight specifically, and Misfits overall, because again, that's been a big problem. And then there's these there keeps being these dead periods in Misfits if KSI isn't either fighting, announcing a fight, or in press conference. And that is an issue to me. As you guys can see, I think there are very, very capable fighters that could hold their own cards and hold it very well. Not going to get the same numbers, of course, of a KSI or a Jake, or even of a Social Gloves, things like that. But the whole point is to build these fighters up, right? So why not build their own fights? For example, I know Deji likes to kind of fight alongside KSI almost, so I don't really talk about Dej, and he's kind of an OG with KSI, so it just works out that way, of course. But as you guys can see, again, the Salt Poppies, the Slims, for example, the Dean the Greats, I know they already headlined their own card, but we need to see Dean versus Waleed on its own card. I don't want to keep seeing the over everything, just everybody, every fighter that is the fighter being on the KSI card specifically all the time. I want to see that, just not every fucking time we're getting into another fight. You get what I'm saying? And then there's these storylines with like Logan, for example. It's just a lot of information to keep up with. And sometimes too many cooks in the kitchen is going to make something a little too spicy, a little too sweet, a little too salty. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need the right amount of cooks is all I'm trying to say. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all stay blessed. Have a good day. Third space.